I mean, the Kings Warriors has been incredible.
Yeah, every game has been wild.
The Warriors really
like theater.
almost screwed themselves.
Oh my God, Steph calling a timeout he didn't have.
Yeah, that was bad.
They only won the game because Harrison Barnes missed a three at the last second. That was a pretty good shot. Yeah,
it was a good shot.
If he didn't hit back rim, the Kings would have won.
Yeah,
but unfortunately,
I thought Doris Burke was like crapping all over the shot. She was like, "Why would you?" Yeah, I thought it was a good shot. Yeah,
Fox was trapped. I don't think he really had much of a choice but to kick it out.
He drew the defenders and then kicked it out.
Yeah, Fox unfortunately might miss Game 4, which would be really tough. He either fractured or broke his finger. So
I love De'Aaron Fox.
He's unbelievable. He's a star. I didn't.
He's an assassin.
He is absolutely deserving of the inaugural Clutch Player of the Year award. He is deadly when the lights are on and when he needs to get a bucket. And he's just like, I love seeing someone's athleticism come in line with their skill.
He's so fast. He could play.
He's a blur. Like it's hard to you can sometimes like not see.
He'd be a lockdown corner in the NFL.
Oh my God.
I love playing that game a little bit.
Totally. He is one of those guys where it's like it would be amazing to see him play another sport. Like just running catching intercepting a ball in the end zone, just returning it 100 yards in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, he would be like a I don't know, Darrell Revis type. I mean, he's got the length and he has amazing speed, which is just those kinds of traits you can't teach.
And he's only been developing other aspects of his game. Like he's passing better, he's creating shots better, he's just playing smarter, which I think is so amazing to see someone kind of like optimize and reach his potential while the team around him is also playing.
And he's
now
only
constructed
25.
around him. He's so young still.
You forget because these guys are drafted 5 years ago. How young they are right now.
He's 25
because of the eligibility rules in the NBA.
Right, he's 25 and he's probably been in the league like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah,
it's just wild to think about. Like he's
letting these guys develop is really important.
100%.
And I'm so torn when I watch that series because I hate Sabonis. I think he's like a little twerp, and I love Draymond.
Interesting. This is a really interesting take.
Well, okay, look, I think Draymond gets a lot of shit for being an outspoken like black man. I think that's a lot of the bias against him, and he was. Yes, it was a dirty play, but Sabonis was being dirty by hanging on to his foot.
Oh, of course,
originally.
Yeah. I think Sabonis
and Sabonis was banking on the refs, knowing that Draymond had a history with some of this shit before, and like that was what he was playing up. I think Sabonis is kind of like a bit of a crybaby. That's just my read on.
I think I was with you a lot of this throughout the years until the Jordan Poole incident and how Draymond handled that.
That wasn't great.
Because Draymond decided to take it upon himself to podcast about it and release like a docu-special about how tortured he was about this and how it made him realize how like valuable his family was to him. I'm like, bro, you wound up and sucker punched your teammate during practice. Like, it's just that's what that is.
I just think that like Sabonis is being portrayed as this victim when they were equally going back and forth.
When you look back at that, he held onto his foot.
He did.
He held onto his foot.
And then Draymond stomped on him. But he was goading. He wanted that situation. He saw that Draymond was getting into it, that it was getting chippy, and he saw an opportunity to like, and that's smart basketball to a degree. But I just don't like the framing of
it definitely wasn't lopsided because they were jockeying throughout the game, and Sabonis sort of grabbed onto him. And I also think I think honestly with some of this stuff now it's happening to Dylan Brooks as well, who also is like, this is not me defending Dylan Brooks. I also find him relatively insufferable as well. Please don't spare me stepping to LeBron, dude. You're gonna get old too, and you're not even close to the player that he ever was. I find that to be disrespectful. Also,
and not fun.
And also, just as a and not to be too comparative, also to say because Draymond doing what Draymond does led to 4 championships.
Yes,
for him and for the Warriors. Dylan Brooks has not won anything.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks has not contributed to anything.
And Draymond you still see these incredible defensive flashes.
Oh yeah, no, he had a key block right at the end of the game.
Oh yeah.
He's not, it's not as if it'd be a different story if Draymond Green was doing all of this stuff without literally anything to back it up. He's won 4 championships. He's part of the reigning championship team at this very moment. Like part of that energy, part of that hustle, part of that ferocity, and honestly, some part of him just being an overall asshole. That's his game. That's
enjoy that.
That's what makes
him.
them succeed.
Yes.
So I think it's different when it comes to him over Dylan Brooks. But I will say for both players this playoffs, it just seems like the refs are kind of just trying to be like, if there's a physical aspect to this, they've done this before. We're gonna throw them out. We're just gonna take past this prologue and just not let this fester any longer. We're gonna just like remove the situation before it becomes any worse.
Yeah.
Which like I think we can argue about whether that's even necessary.
But who bears the brunt of that more than the other?
Draymond
Green.
100%, absolutely.
And I don't like him paying for past crimes or past.
I think that's a lot of what it is, though. For sure, I even think the refs have copped to that to a degree. They basically said based off prior incidents,
which is just not not. That means that you're giving carte blanche to opponents to use that in their against you, essentially. And I think that like that's really what's happening with Sabonis, and I just think it's a little whiny. That's just my
and also like not a valid. I mean even sure take prior if you want to take prior incidents into account, fine, but also look at the play.
Yeah. They were equally guilty in that play.
They could have gotten offsetting text. They could have both gotten flagrant once, or you could have thrown them both out. I think there's a way to I think probably do this a little bit more equally, where also it doesn't impact the game that much.
But regardless, the series has been incredible.
It's been amazing. Yeah, and honestly, I think the tensions between the teams is also probably it does impact the quality and the excitement that comes with the series.
The proximity of the two teams,
right? Exactly.
The little brother syndrome of the Kings,
100%.
With a pent up fan base. And what I was initially trying to get to is just that I feel very conflicted because I love Steph still, and I love Draymond for some reason, but I'm also I love De'Aaron Fox, and I'm rooting for the Kings as a fan base and that whole like organization to be uplifted, but like I also at the same time there's a part of me where it goes, this is their last run. This is this incredible dynasty that we've lived through. This is probably what the last of we're seeing of this group.
Well, also, and to me, as I said when we were doing our preview, is like it's truly, especially given what we've seen from this team over the past, basically almost a decade at this point, maybe nigh on 8 years, basically of their four championships, like. It's hard for me to even fathom them losing a series when they're in the playoffs, when they're healthy, because it hasn't happened. It actually, like when Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green have finished games, have been all healthy, no one's been injured, no one's been suspended, no one's been out of any games for whatever reason. They have not lost a playoff series.
Yeah. So
like, until that happens, like until they're just like literally dead and buried, it's hard for me to bet against them, even with how good the Kings offense is right now, because I can't bet against the Warriors until I see that they have like
you need proof that they're dead.
They need to be in the dirt. They need to be in the dirt and dead twice over.
And you're burying them. Like I can't poke at them and see like is this the Warriors making sure, because
exactly
if they just fall into the pit, they could come back, right? We've seen that.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Gotta see him die.
It's the same thing of how I feel with the Chiefs. Like
that's how I felt with the Patriots.
Yeah, exact same thing. Where it's like you just cannot count them out until time has elapsed and there's no more game to play.
Yes.
Like it just there's actually no way for them to win.